Hello students, this is Dr. Ranjini, Assistant Professor in Biotechnology. Welcome to e-learning sessions in biomolecules. Today in this session we learn the classification of proteins based on different criteria. Based on the composition and solubility, proteins are classified into three important classes like simple proteins, conjugated proteins and derived proteins. Simple proteins are further classified like globular proteins and scleroproteins. These are otherwise termed as fibrillar proteins. Simple proteins which are globular type, these are further play an important simple proteins. So these are globular type except for the scleroproteins which are fibrillar in nature. So this group includes proteins containing the amino acids as the structural components. On decomposition with acids, these liberate the constituent amino acids. The globular proteins includes albumins, globulins, gluteins, prolamines, histones, globins and protamines. The another group of simple protein which is structural protein is scleroproteins. These are fibrillar in nature. This include collagens, elastins and keratin, and they are insoluble in water and they are also insoluble in uh, 60 to 80% alcohol, and also they are insoluble in diluted acid solutions and base solution in addition to salts also. So these are not attacked by the enzymes. These are not attacked by the enzymes. These are scleroproteins. They are fibrillar in nature. They occur almost entirely in the animals and therefore commonly known as animal skeletal protein. They are commonly known as animal skeleton proteins. This includes collagen in bone, elastin in ligament, keratin in hair and fibroin in silk. So these are all fibrillar protein. They give the structural framework to the skeleton. Next, coming to the another group, that is the conjugated proteins. These are the complex protein. These are otherwise considered as heteroproteins in some textbook. So these are globular type except for some pigment protein in chicken feather. These proteins, they have two parts. One is the protein part, which is separable. The proteins, these conjugated proteins, they have the protein part, and the another one is non-protein part. So this non-protein part may be metal ion or the compound. So these combination, that is the protein part conjugated or it is combined with the non-protein part, constitute the protein that is called as the complex protein or the conjugated protein, and this non-protein part of the protein is called as the prosthetic group. It may be metal ion as I told earlier or compound. On decomposition with acid, these liberate the constituent amino acid as well as the prosthetic group. This include nucleoprotein, glycoproteins, mucoproteins, lipoproteins, phosphoproteins, chromoproteins and metalloproteins. So this classification of conjugated protein entirely depends on the type of the prosthetic group they have. So that is regarding the conjugated protein. Next we will move on to the next group of the classification of protein, that is the derived proteins. These are derivatives of proteins resulting from the action of heat, enzymes or chemical reagents. So when the proteins are acted upon by the heat, enzymes or the chemical reagent, they produces derived proteins. So this derived protein can be classified into primary derived protein and secondary derived protein, as you see here, primary derived protein and secondary derived protein. Primary derived proteins in which the size of the protein molecule is not altered materially. Size of the protein is not altered materially. This includes coagulated proteins, proteins, metaproteins, etc. The secondary derived proteins, these are derivatives of proteins in which the hydrolysis has certainly occurred. The molecules are as a rule smaller than the original proteins, This include proteoses, peptones, polypeptides, peptides, etc. That is regarding the classification of the protein based on the composition and the solubility. Next we will move on to the classification of proteins based on the function, biological function they carry out. Depending upon their physical and chemical structure and even on the location inside the cell, different proteins perform various functions. So as such, diverse proteins may be grouped under this category based on the metabolic function they perform inside the cell or inside the organism. So these can be classified into structural proteins, include the strengthening or protecting the biological structure, include collagen, elastin, keratin, fibrin, etc. So other group may be enzymes. Enzymes, they play an important role. They are termed as biological catalyst. They are very important in metabolic activity. Many example you can quote for this group. So you can quote ureases, amylases, proteases, lipases, nucleases, alcohol dehydrogenase, catalase, so many you can quote. So the proteins also function as hormones. Even at low concentration they perform very important functions in our body. Respiratory proteins, they are very important in carrying out the particular reaction in the body. Then transport proteins, so transport, these are referred as carrier proteins. So these are involved in transport of ions or the molecules in the body. This includes very known, well-known hemoglobin, myoglobin, lipoproteins, etc. These are further classified as contract proteins or contractile proteins are the motile protein. Functions in the contraction, example actin, myosin, tubulin, etc. Storage protein, another group is storage proteins. Storage proteins, these are also termed as nutrient proteins, provide nutrition to the growing embryos and store ions. Example ovalbumin, casein, ferritin, etc. Even these proteins also act as toxins or toxic proteins. They hydrolyze the enzyme. Example, the best example, scary example is snake venom. Snake venom, it is highly toxic. It is having lytic activity, hydrolyzing activity. So this is regarding classification of proteins based on the function. Next we will move on to the classification of proteins based on the shape. Based on the shape, as I told earlier in classification of proteins based on the composition and solubility, we studied about simple proteins, then simple proteins and globular proteins and the scleroproteins. So simple proteins are classified into globular and fibrous proteins. The fibrous protein example, your silk fibrin, collagen, etc. Globular protein example, hemoglobin, myoglobin, etc. First we'll take up the fibrous protein. Fibrous protein, these have a axial ratio greater than 10 and hence resemble long ribbons or the fibers in shape. These are mainly of animal origin and are insoluble in all common solvents such as water, dilute acids, alkalis, salt, and also in organic solvent. Most fibrous proteins serve in a structural or protective role. Fibrous proteins are extremely strong and possesses two important properties which are characteristic of this fibrillar protein. They can stretch and later recoil to their original length. That is the characteristic of fibrous protein. They have a tendency to creep, that is if stretched for a long time, their basic length increases and equals the stretched length, but if the tension on the two ends of the fibril is relaxed, they creep to their shorter and shorter length. That is regarding the fibrillar protein or the fibrous protein. Coming to the globular protein, these have an axial ratio less than 10. Fibrous protein, they have the axial ratio more than 10, whereas this globular protein, they have axial axial ratio, it is less than 10, and hence possesses a relatively spherical or ovoid shape. These are usually soluble in water or in aqueous media containing acids, bases, salts or alcohol, and they diffuse readily. Globular proteins are more complex in conformation than the fibrous protein. They have a far greater energy, greater variety of biological functions and dynamic rather than static in their activity. Tertiary and the quaternary structures are usually associated with the globular proteins, this class of protein. Nearly all enzymes are globular proteins, as protein hormones, blood transport proteins, antibodies and nutrient storage proteins are globular in nature. The simple functional classification of globular protein is not possible. It's because these proteins perform a variety of different functions. The another one is many widely differing globular proteins perform almost similar functions. So these are the reasons why we can't simply we can classify the globular proteins. Further, you can classify them like cytochromes or like blood proteins include all serum albumin, glycoprotein, antibodies, hemoglobin, hormones, and you can also include enzyme in separate category. Nutrient proteins are also the globular proteins. So like this, the proteins are classified like fibrous protein and globular protein based on the play an important role. So in this session we learned the classification of proteins based on their composition and solubility, like simple, conjugated, derived. Next, based on their biological function, like hormones, enzymes, many classification like transport protein, regulatory proteins, then transport protein, regulatory protein. You can list many depending on their biological functions. Next, based on their shape, you can classify them fibrillar or fibrous protein or globular protein. I hope you understood this session. Thank you.